Next we will start exercise which is 5.8. First question is verify Rolle's theorem for the function f of x equal to x square plus 2x minus 8 for x belongs to minus 4 to closed interval minus 4 comma 2. Okay, so we'll start with f of x. What we have to say, first point is, since f of x is a polynomial function, it is continuous on closed interval minus 4 2. Again, and differentiable, you can just write that, and differentiable in open interval minus 4 comma 2. Polynomial functions reason is enough to say that it is differentiable also. Okay, so you got 2 points, it is continuous and it is differentiable. Now it is Rolle's theorem, means you have to go for the third point, which is f of a equal to f of b. What is f of a? F of minus 4. F of minus 4 means you have to replace x with minus 4. What you will get here? This is 16 minus 8 minus 8. What is that? 16 minus 16, 0. And f of 2 is 2 square plus 2 into 2 minus 8, which is 4 plus 4 minus 8, again 0. So you can say that here you have your f of minus 4 is equal to f of 2. So you got 3 things. 1, continuous. 2, differentiability. And then third one, f of a equal to f of b. So by Rolle's theorem, since the 3 conditions are satisfied, you can say that by Rolle's theorem, we can find a c in open interval minus 4 comma 2 such that f dash of c is equal to 0. Okay, now you have to find out what is f dash of c. F dash of x first we will find out and then we will do. Okay, what is f dash of x? 2x plus 2. So what will be f dash of c? It will be 2c plus 2. Okay, now we will start with f dash of c equal to 0. F dash of c equal to 0 will give you 2c plus 2 is equal to 0, or 2c equal to minus 2, c is equal to minus 2 by 2, which is minus 1. Now you have to just see whether this minus 1 belongs to the interval or not. Yes, it belongs. So you can say that since c is equal to minus 1 belongs to open minus 4 comma 2, Rolle's theorem is verified. Okay, clear? Examine if Rolle's theorem is applicable to any of the following functions. Can you say something about the converse of Rolle's theorem from these examples? So first subdivision is f of x is equal to greatest integer of x for x element of closed interval 5 comma 9. So here actually for Rolle's theorem you have 3 conditions to be satisfied. First one is f should be continuous in the closed interval, it should be differentiable in the open interval, and f of a equal to f of b, that is f of 5 should be equal to f of 9. These are the 3 conditions. After that only you can say that, hence we can find a number which satisfies the Rolle's theorem, right? So first condition is what? Continuity. What can you say about the this is your greatest integer function. So for greatest integer function, what can you say about the continuity? See, f of x equal to greatest integer of x is not continuous at every integral point, right? And you have to check the continuity in the closed interval 5 comma 9. The meaning of closed interval 5 comma 9 is at x equal to 5 it should be continuous, and at x equal to 9 it should also be continuous, because this is closed interval. So since 5 is an integer, you can say that at 5 it is not continuous, at 9 also it is not continuous. So the remaining in between you have actually 6, 7, 8. At those points also it will not be continuous. The function is every time not continuous at the integral points that we have already discussed in the other chapter, right? So that is the case key. You can say that in these two, at these 2 points the function is not continuous. So first condition not satisfied. Okay. Therefore, the function is not continuous. Clear? Now, second, what is the second point? It should be differentiable. Right? For differentiability, how we check for integer parts or for this greatest integer function? Why? We are just, suppose we are taking, let n be any integer. Okay. And that integer should be lying between 5 and 9. Because for differentiability, you are checking in the open interval. So, we are taking any integer in open interval 5 comma 9. Okay, it can be either 6 or 7 or 8. So for separately we need not show, we can just show in general. Either it can be 6, 7 or 8, which is in between 5 and 9. Okay, the integers. So what is the left hand derivative? Limit h tends to 0 minus f of, here instead of x I am taking n. Okay, already this is your x, that's why. So n plus h minus f of n divided by h. This is the function which you have. Now when we replace the value, this is limit h tends to 0 minus, you have to remember this is 0 minus. Even if we are saying that n plus h, it is acting as n minus a quantity, a 0 point, a lesser quantity which is tending to 0. Okay. And this is greatest integer of n plus h minus greatest integer of n divided by h. Now what will be this? This will be limit h tends to 0. When I am applying, this will be like n minus 0 point something, right? 0 point, suppose 0, 1. So what you will get as the greatest integer function for this value? You will get a number which is less than, right? N minus means it is a number which is less than n. And you will get the maximum integer out of it, which will be n minus 1. So I can replace this greatest integer of n plus h with n minus 1. Why it is n minus 1? Because this is, even if you are writing it as plus, this is from the left hand side of 0. So you are just actually subtracting it. Okay, n minus something you are getting. That's why it is n minus 1. And greatest integer of the integer will be n itself. So it is minus n divided by h, which is limit h tends to 0. What you are getting, n minus n will get cancelled, minus 1 by h. So you can say that it is not defined, right? Not defined. Now for RHD, when you are going for RHD, what you will get? Now for RHD, what you are doing is limit h tends to 0 plus f of n plus h minus f of n divided by h, which is equal to limit h tends to 0 plus, again this will give you a quantity which is greater than n. That is, it will be n plus 0 point something, plus 0 point something, there it was minus 0 point something. Okay. And this is greatest integer of n divided by h, which is limit h tends to 0. What you will get when substituting the value of h as 0 point something, it will become n plus something, that is greater than n. So the integer which you will get will be n for the first one. Next one is already n, so there also you are getting n divided by h, that is, it is 0 by h, right? Or you can say 0. So you can just see that the left hand derivative is not defined and right hand derivative is 0. So you can say that in general, if it was 6 or 7 or 8, whatever be in this interval, any integer if you take, for any integer, this function is not differentiable. The function is not differentiable in the open interval 5 comma 9. Therefore, f of x equal to greatest integer of x is not differentiable at any x belonging to open 5 comma 9. That is important. Okay, open only we are seeing for open 5 comma. Why? Because LHD is not equal to RHD. Okay, so this is the second condition which is it is not satisfying. Next, what you have to check, it is the third point, which is f of a equal to f of b. Here your f of a is 5, so f of 5. F of 5 means greatest integer of 5, which is 5 itself, and f of 9, which will be greatest integer of 9, which is 9. That means your f of 5 is not equal to f of 9. So all the three conditions it is not satisfying. Okay, since all the three conditions which should be satisfied in order to verify Rolle's theorem is not satisfied by this function, therefore it is not applicable for this function. Okay, Rolle's theorem is not applicable for this f of x equal to greatest integer of x. Okay, in the given interval. Got it? It is not applicable. Now for the second case also, there also the same case arises, because you have greatest integer and the interval is not the same. Only the interval is differing. First condition is f is not continuous on the closed interval minus 2 to. Why? Because greatest integer function is discontinuous. This is since, the reason is this, since it is discontinuous at every integral point. So for any integral point this function will be discontinuous, therefore it is not continuous in this interval also. In this interval means it will include minus 2 to also. Okay, and the second condition is again for differentiability. You will check for LHD, which is again limit h tends to 0 minus f of n plus h minus f of n divided by h, where you are taking n to be any integer which belongs to open minus to 2. Okay, n belongs to open minus to 2. So here you will have limit h tends to 0 minus greatest integer of n plus h minus greatest integer of n divided by h, which is again equal to limit h tends to 0. So you have to consider this n plus h as n minus a small quantity, so that it is no more n, it is less than n, a number which is less than n. So that greatest integer of that number will be giving you n minus 1 minus greatest integer of n is n itself divided by h. So you are getting limit h tends to 0 as your minus 1 by h, which you can say that it is not defined. Now for RHD, you will have limit h tends to 0 plus f of n plus h minus f of n divided by h, which is equal to limit h tends to 0 plus greatest integer of n plus h minus greatest integer of n divided by h, equal to what you will get, limit h tends to 0. This will become greatest integer of n plus h will become n minus n divided by h, which is 0. So LHD is not equal to RHD. That means the function is not differentiable. F is not differentiable on open minus 2. Okay, so the second condition we have just verified, it is not satisfying. And what about the third one? Third one is f of a equal to f of b. F of a will be f of minus 2, it is greatest integer of minus 2. What is greatest integer of minus 2? You will get the same number. If it is point something, then only we have to think it will not be that number, the number which is lesser than this. Okay, again you have f of 2 as the same. For integer value, the greatest integer will give you the same number. Okay, again you have f of 2 is not equal to f of minus 2. Therefore, all the three conditions are not satisfied by the given function. Hence, it is not satisfying the Rolle's theorem. Okay, or you can say that Rolle's theorem is not applicable for the given function. For the third question, you have f of x is equal to x square minus 1, where your x belongs to closed 1, 2. Now here what happens is you have to say, since this is a what type? Polynomial function. So since, for your first condition, since f of x is a polynomial function, since f of x is a polynomial function, it is continuous, right? It will be every time continuous, where it should be continuous in this interval. So it is continuous on closed closed 1 comma 2. And for second condition, since it is again continuous and a polynomial function is differentiable. You will get the you can just say that it is differentiable also on open interval 1 comma 2, since what is its derivative? F dash of x is equal to 2x. Its derivative is 2x. Okay. So it is differentiable, it is continuous. Continuous in the closed interval, differentiable in the open interval. Now what is the third condition? You have to check for what is f of 1 and what is f of 2. F of 1 is 1 square minus 1, which is 0. And what is f of 2? 2 square minus 1, 4 minus 1 is 3. So you are getting f of 1 not equal to f of 2. So the third condition is not satisfied. That means again Rolle's theorem is not applicable. Okay. Therefore Rolle's theorem is not applicable. Only if all the three conditions are okay, are satisfied by the given function, then only you can say that. Hence by Rolle's theorem you can find a c which is lying between these two numbers such that the condition is f dash of c equal to 0. Otherwise you will say that Rolle's theorem is not applicable for the given function. Okay. For the third question you have, if f from closed interval minus 5 to r is a differentiable function. So it is given that it is differentiable, is a differentiable function, and f dash of x does not vanish. Does not vanish means it is not equal to 0 anywhere. Okay, that is for all x belongs to the closed interval. This is the meaning of that sentence. That is, f dash of x does not vanish anywhere means anywhere where from where we are taking this x is from this interval. So it will be belonging to minus 5 for any element in this interval. F dash of x is not equal to 0. That is the meaning. Okay, and you have to prove that. Then prove that f of minus 5 is not equal to f of 5. F of minus 5 not equal to f of 5. So we will start with Rolle's theorem condition, because f dash of c is equal to 0, it comes in Rolle's theorem. Okay, and since this is not satisfied, that is also not satisfied. Now how we will show? The function is given to be differentiable. So since any differentiable function you have, every differentiable function is continuous function. Okay, so any differentiable function is continuous. What can you say? So two conditions are satisfied here. Already given that it is differentiable function. So if you have this condition that any differentiable function is continuous, we can say that the function f of x is, or you can say it is not actually defined here. What is f of x? F of x is continuous on closed interval minus 5 and is differentiable. So second point is also over, differentiable on open interval minus 5. Now if these two conditions are satisfied, we are just applying, which theorem we can apply if these two conditions are satisfied? Mean value theorem. Okay, for mean value theorem we are just checking for these two, right? Continuity and differentiability. Then by mean value theorem you can find a c in, again in the open interval minus 5 such that f dash of c will be equal to f of b minus f of a divided by b minus a. What is b here? B is 5 and a is minus 5. So f of 5 minus f of minus 5 divided by 5 minus of minus 5. Okay, so you are getting f dash of c as what you will get f dash of c as f of 5 minus f of minus 5 divided by 5 minus 5 will give you 10, right? So that from this I can write 10 into f dash of c is equal to f of 5 minus f of minus 5. Now what is given in the question? F dash of x is not equal to 0 for any x which you take in between your minus 5 and 5. So here, since the c is in between minus 5 and 5, I can say that f dash of c is also not equal to 0. Now since f dash of c is not equal to 0, you will get this is not equal to 0. Okay. So the condition is, since f dash of c not equal to 0, you will have f of 5 minus f of minus 5 is not equal to 0. That gives you f of 5 is not equal to f of minus 5. Okay, so that we have proven. Clear? So fourth question is, verify MVT if f of x is equal to x square minus 4x minus 3 in the interval 1, 4. So first we have to verify whether it is continuous or not. So since f of x is a polynomial function, it is continuous, where it is continuous on the closed interval 1, 4. Now again you have function is differentiable in the open interval 1, 4 with f dash of x is equal to 2x minus 4. Okay. So two conditions have been verified, that is, it is continuous as well as differentiable. So you can apply your MVT. Therefore by MVT we can find a c in open interval 1, 4 such that f dash of c is equal to f of b minus f of a divided by b minus a. Now what is f dash of c? F dash of c is 2c minus 4. You are replacing x with c in f dash of x. And what is f of b and f of a? We need to find out. What is f of b? F of b means it is f of 4, which is 4 square minus 4 into 4 minus 3. So you will have 16 minus 3 is equal to minus 3, and f of a is equal to f of 1 is equal to 1 square minus 4 into 1 minus 3, which is 1 minus 4 minus 3, which is minus 6. So you are getting your f of b and f of a as minus 3 and minus 6 respectively. So you get minus 3 minus of minus 6 divided by b is 4, a is 1. So you are getting minus 3 plus 6 divided by 4 minus 3. So here you are getting 3 by 3, which is 1. So 2c minus 4 is 1. That means 2c is equal to 1 plus 4, 5. Or you can say c is equal to 5 by 2. And this 5 by 2 belongs to open interval 1, 4. Correct? So you can say that since it belongs to, therefore MVT is verified. Okay.